Being addicted to your comfort zone is self-sabotage. The only way to truly know what you're capable of achieving is by stretching yourself. It's by testing your limits. It's by stepping out of your comfort zone. So yesterday, I delivered my first commencement speech. I was the commencement speaker for Herzing University. And let me tell you, I was so nervous. Listen to what I'm telling you. I have been speaking for 12 years. I have spoken for Fortune 100 companies, Fortune 500 companies, and I was so nervous. But you know what I did? I prepared. I showed up and I delivered. So one of the things that you can do to ease your nervousness is prepare. Like there is no such thing as being over prepared. You prepare over and over and over again. So because I knew it was my first one, like I started preparing like a month out. And typically I don't do that. Really the week before is when I really just start kind of like looking over my notes and like, this is what I'm going to say. And I was like, there are going to be thousands of people there. There are going to be people anxious to see their child walk across the stage, their sibling, their spouse, their whatever. And like, I'm standing in between them seeing their loved one walk across the stage. So I got to show up. I got to show up. I can't be up there stumbling and fumbling. You want to learn how to speak effectively, right? You want to learn how to be a great coach. You want to, whatever it is that you want to do, right? You want to get a promotion on your job. You want to grow your business, whatever that is, you've got to prepare. You've got to prepare. And you've got to understand that confidence is not the absence of fear. A lot of people are thinking like, confident people never get nervous. That's not true. Now, they might not tell you that. Like, I'm going to tell you the truth. I was nervous. And as a matter of fact, I'm a little bit nervous before every speech. Even though I know I'm going to do well, it's just like there's just a little bit of nervous energy. And what I remind myself is that I'm excited. I'm excited to deliver. I'm excited about what I'm going to share. I'm excited about impacting lives. And that's what you have to do. You have to tell your brain what you need it to think. So if you're nervous about a speech, if you're nervous about an interview, if you're nervous about a conversation, you need to say to yourself, I'm excited. I'm excited. And so a lot of times people get into this rut where all they can do is just think I'm nervous, I'm nervous, I'm nervous, but they're not doing anything to mitigate that nervousness, to mitigate that feeling that they're having. And so what you want to do is understand that you don't get rewarded for what you know. You get rewarded for what you do. And so just learning about a thing is not enough. I love to learn and I love to teach. And one of the things that used to keep me stuck was I was always in learning mode. I'm always planning. I'm always researching. I'm always feeling like, okay, I need to know more before I can actually step into this thing. Like before I wrote my first book, I was researching. I was reading about how to write a book, how to do this. Like, do I need a coach? Like I had all of these thoughts because I was nervous about putting my work out there. I was procrastinating. I was self-sabotaging. And so what I want you to understand is, yes, you want to research. Yes, you want to learn as much as you can learn, but you also need to take action. You can learn and take action at the same time. So you learn for an hour, you take action for 2 hours. You got to be willing to start before you feel ready, because the truth is, if left up to you, you might never feel ready. I was sharing this. I spoke for the North Carolina Providers Conference, and I was sharing with them how many of us, we have so many receipts. We have years of experience in our field, yet we're timid, yet we're struggling with imposter syndrome. Like you got to stand on what you know. You got to own your brilliance, right? Getting into what I shared at the commencement yesterday. You got to own your brilliance. You got to walk into that room, not with fear, not with doubt. You got to walk into that room saying, you know what? I belong here. I belong here. I deserve a seat at the table. I deserve to be the speaker. I deserve to be the coach. I deserve to be the author. I deserve to be at the top of my industry. I deserve to be at the top of my class. Like doubting repels, but confidence attracts. And so the more you show up, the more you believe in yourself, the more you prepare, the better you're going to get. And the more you do all of these things, you're going to attract opportunities. In fact, you want to be undeniably the choice that people choose when they're looking for what you have to offer. So if you do hair, like you want to be the choice. You don't want them trying to search and look for other people. No, you want to be the choice. If you're a personal trainer, you want to be the one that people look to when they need a personal trainer, right? So you got to get so good at what you do that you're the obvious choice. You can't just prepare to be good enough. You don't want to prepare just to be average, but you want to get so good at what you do that you can't get it wrong. You want to be so good at it that you wow people, that they're like, wow, I got to connect with her. I got to connect with him, right? And one of the points that I shared was confidence is not something you wait to feel. It's something you decide to walk in. It's a skill. It's a muscle that you can build, but it's also a decision. You decide to show up. You decide to give your all. You decide to keep going when you run into obstacles. It's a choice. The question I want to leave with you today is like, what is one habit that you are going to lean into so that you are ready, so that you are prepared when your next big opportunity arrives? Confidence comes from action. It doesn't come from waiting to feel ready. It's your time. It's your turn.